Sean, you ready?
Arrogant. Hi,
Hi, are you ready, boo?
I'm ready.
Is your name Sean? Where are you calling me from?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas. How old are you?
36.
36. What you do for a living?
I'm a consultant and I'm a student.
Consultant and a student. Do you have any kids?
I have four.
How old are your four? I would never think you would. I would have never thought you have four kids.
I do. My oldest son just graduated high school this week. So,
Okay. How
yeah.
old are your four kids?
My oldest is 18. And then I have a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, and 6 years old.
Are they all by the same man?
No, I was married twice. Three is from my first marriage, and my youngest is from my second marriage.
Okay. And when did you get divorced last?
2019.
Okay, okay. And you're in San Antonio, Texas. What's your zodiac sign?
Gemini, May 26th.
Okay. So we got Shaw, San Antonio, Texas, 36, Gemini. She has mom of four kids by two men, was married twice. So you were married both of your children's dads.
Yes.
Okay. And she's a consultant and a student?
Yes, I'm in graduate school right now.
Okay. You got beautiful skin. Let's get into this.
Thank
What
you.
kind of man you looking for, honey?
I'm looking for a man who's stable, who's happy, and who is ambitious.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Mm, if he has children and he's never married, the baby mom, that's a deal breaker for me. And if he can't afford to live the life that I can live.
If you can't afford, ooh. So what amount of money would it take to afford the life that you live?
Um, he has to make at least 150K.
Okay. He has to make at least 150K. Okay. Ooh, Shaw. You know that's big money, Shaw.
Not necessarily.
Woo! Let it be known. Okay. So you got to make at least 150K. So just for clarification, if he made $80,000, don't DM you.
No.
The ladies tonight ain't biting their tongue. They being direct. I don't know. Is this something in the water, child? Because the women coming on my show, clear, ain't stuttering,
Women have,
speaking.
we have woken up. So I think it's important. I think for a long time, women have just accepted what they felt like they could get. And many of them could have gotten more had they actually been. It's like, back in the day when they said if people knew that they were slaves, a lot more of them could have been freed. Black women have woken up at this point. We know that we can do better than what we've done in our past. And so that's what we're going for.
So I'm assuming both of your ex-husbands made 150K or more.
No, neither of them did. I married young. I married at 19 or 20. And we met in college, and neither of us at the time had money. We were young. I had three kids. Well, I became a mom to three kids in 1 year. My oldest son, I adopted him, and then I gave birth to my two biological kids next in line. And so, no, he didn't have a lot of money at the time. Now he does very well for himself. He's older, and I'm not looking to date someone who's in their young 20s. So I would expect that any man who reaches out to me, he has also done well for himself at this age.
Okay. Shaw, this is going to be said, so I'm going to let you respond to it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're going to say, you were married to two men, had children by two men who didn't make 150K, and now you're a mom of four. Granted, they're not that young. Your kids are 18, 14, 13, and 6. Now you're a mom of four, and you want the next man to, I guess, in so many ways, make more income than the men you were married to and had children by. So what's your response to that?
Well, it would be foolish for anyone to have the same standard they had at 18 years old when they're 36. I don't know. That's kind of a nonsensical question for the people who would ask that.
Oh, they're going to say it. Absolutely, this is going to be said. Mm-hmm. This is why I wanted you to respond to it.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Like, why would I go for this? Why would I have the same standards when I'm 18 as I would have when I'm 36?
Let me speak from, I guess, that mindset. And that mindset, when I read the comments, and I've been doing the show for 4 years, basically a man that makes 150K, do you want to get married again?
I would like to.
Okay, so it will be a man that will have to accept you and your 4 children, essentially.
Yeah.
So the method, the mindset is, why would a man who makes 150K, potentially marry a woman that has 4 kids, and her baby daddies or her ex-husband, because you were actually married, they didn't even make that requirement. So why, as a man that I have it, should I align myself with that? That's
Well,
what I see in the
two
comment
things.
section at
I
times.
understand two things. One, why would the man compare himself to someone that I chose when I was very young? That doesn't make sense because they're not his competition. And two, why wouldn't that man want me? Why wouldn't he want me? Look, let me speed this up. This is
Woo!
the let me do
She
the
said,
Kendra
"Let me
Cam.
do." Let me do the Kendra Cam now. Wait, move back a little bit. So, she said, "Why would a man want?" Ooh,
I'm
okay.
fit. I'm gorgeous. I'm intelligent. I attend Harvard University. I I'm very successful in my own right, especially because I have 4 children. And I'm also not looking for a man who doesn't have children. I would prefer that the man has already been married at least once. It would be great if he has a small child because my youngest daughter is 6 and she's kind of like, even though she's not a single child, my oldest son goes off to Howard in the fall. My youngest son is at one of the top junior college preparatory boarding schools in America. So he doesn't live with me. My other daughter, she's going to be headed off soon. So it's really just my baby girl who's with me. I would love if I could meet a man who also has a small child that I can be a mother to as well.
I was going to ask that question. So, there's not an expectation that this man has to financially provide for your children.
I provide for my children.
But I guess what I'm saying is, if you got married, is there expectation for him to financially provide for your children in any way?
There would be an expectation for him to provide for the household as I also provide for my household.
Okay. You got some paid questions, girl. You know you got some paid questions, girl. You
Let's
want
get
them.
it going.
Now, for just move a little bit. You're so close to the middle. Go. There we go. Perfect.
Okay,
All
sorry.
right. Get it done, said Kendra. Ask her what her requirements would have been hadn't she married twice with 4 kids.
I would have looked for a man who didn't have children, and probably who had not married yet. I think for me, this is just my opinion. I believe that people who don't have children already and people who have never been married, they should mate together. So that you can have a lot of those first experiences with someone else who's also going, having those first experiences. But I've had that. I've been there, done that. I've been married twice. I have my children. I don't want any more biological children. So I prefer a man who's looking for a ready-made family. I would like for him to already have a family so that we can come together and, make shit shake.
Woo, make shit shake. All right. Ma said, I'm sure as a consultant, she makes around 150K. So if that's what she's asking for, I ain't mad at it. So she's on your side. And then Lord of Leon said, with that in mind, fellas, never settle. These women raise their standards, raise yours. And settling for us looks different for women. Shout out to Kendra. You look amazing. Thank you, Lord of Leon. Okay.
I
Esther
mean,
said,
when, first of all, that doesn't make sense. Men have never settled.
why do
Men
you say that?
Men, they don't settle. They go for, and this is the problem, because there could be a man who didn't deserve an awesome, I'm not going to curse, an awesome woman. But that awesome woman gives him a chance. And now he feels like, oh, well, these are the type of women that I can get because I've gotten one of these. And they just shoot higher and higher and higher. Men, especially Black men, they're born with audacity. And so I'm not really sure where this whole narrative comes from, that men have been settling in the past and now they need to raise their standards. Your standards have already been higher than what you've even, deserved all this time. So humble yourself, King.
Humble yourself, King. Esther said, hi, Kendra. I watch your show all the time. Love it. I wonder, do these women know the type of job or the amount of amount of person has to make per hour in order to make 100K. So I hear this a lot. They want to know. I mean, you said you went to Harvard, or you going to Harvard?
I'm a Harvard graduate student right now.
Okay, you're a Harvard graduate student. So I'm assuming you know of men in these salary ranges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the question is, and this is a question a lot, they want to know, do women think of men who actually, or do they even know the professions of men that make 100K or more? But if you went to Harvard, my assumption is you know plenty.
Most people date within their social circle. So if you have to really try to find, if it's really difficult for you to find a man who makes over six figures, change your circle. Same thing for me. Like, I don't have a lot of men that I'm around right now who are just, seven figure, or eight figure men. I want to elevate my circle. So as far as 150K is really low for the men that I'm around. And so, yeah, it's not difficult to find those men for me.
So, okay, so the men that you're around, you don't want to date any of them?
Oh, no, I'm open to it. I just, my last relationship was in December.
Okay.
And so I'm in therapy. I'm still in therapy, and I'm probably going to be in therapy for the next 5 years. It's really good, to just be able to talk things out and not give so much, not put so much of your baggage on your friends and your families. And so now I said, during the summertime, I'm going to get back out there and I'm going to start dating again. So this is what I'm doing.
Okay, and I'm listening intently. So, although you're around the six-figure man, you said that you want to elevate. So you really want a man in the eight-figure range.
Yes, because I'm going to be there.
Ooh, don't play with Shaw, honey. Child, I don't even know these questions. We done got attention. Y'all tonight, I'm confusing my own damn way. Oh, there's someone wants me to say this. Thomas B said, trust me, the slaves knew that they were enslaved. For you to repeat that nonsense near Juneteenth is ignorant. So I guess the analogy you made about Black women not realizing that they were enslaved because of the men they were choosing, I think it's response to that statement.
Well, I think that person, Thomas B, doesn't understand history, and that's okay. Not everyone likes to read, so I'll stop there.
All right. What was my last question that I asked you, child? I'm supposed to be out here hosting the show. Oh, I don't even remember my damn questions, child. You done did the Kendra Cam. We done did the Kendra Cam right away to let y'all know what it is.
I'm sorry.
No, I think, did I ask you your deal breakers? I don't think we got to the.
Yes, because I said my deal breaker would be a man who can't afford to live the lifestyle.
Okay, so we're still kind of early. Should the guy look a certain way?
I would like for him to be, 5'9". I have dated mostly Black men in my past. I'm open to any race. That's pretty, and he has to just be attractive. And if you're an attractive person, if you go out and you get looks all the time, you're an attractive person. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't have certain features or anything like that.
Okay. Now, should he make a certain amount of money? We already got there. We already did that. And shit, we did the Kendra Cam too. You want to do it again? Let me ask for this time. You want time for the Kendra Cam? Let's get up round 2. You do look good, girl. We can tell you keep it together. Okay. You look good. When was your last relationship, Shaw?
It ended in December of last year.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
December of last year.
Okay. Are you waiting for a relationship?
That's the goal.
Okay.
Yes.
3 flaws you have to work on.
I work too much. And what I've learned now is that the more money people make, the less they actually work. And so I'm trying to get to that point so that I don't have to work so much, because it can take away from, especially building a new relationship and nurturing a new relationship. I don't have a lot of time for it right now. So I'm trying to, I've made some space in my life where I can not work as much. I also, go ahead.
Okay, you go ahead.
And I also, I don't shy away from confrontation. So I would need a man who doesn't buckle.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Well, I'll say this. No matter how any of my relationships no matter how much or how bad any of my relationships have ended, whether it was like a good term or a bad term, they have always walked away better people. Their finances have increased significantly. They have become more educated. Their lives look incredibly better than it did before I entered their lives. That's what I have to offer a man.
Shaw, we got some more questions. You ready for them?
Let's get it.
Okay, let's get it. This man spent $20. Let me just go to him because he spent $20. Aggie Foot Fan 87 said a single man who makes 150K is a 0.8% to 1.9% man. A man like that has better options than a 35 plus 4 times single man. You are still single. No, why are you still single?
Again, I just left a relationship in December. And the only people who start quoting those statistics are people who don't actually make that amount of money. So I don't really need anyone who has to count their pennies in their bank account to try to tell me what a man who makes over 150K a year desires, because I don't have a problem getting the type of men that I'm interested in dating or mating with or marrying. So
If y'all ain't learned tonight, y'all keep typing and paying for questions if you want to. But if y'all ain't know tonight, every cousin that came on this show tonight, they ready to read you down to the ground. So just know, you can say what you want, but
they can say what they want, but it doesn't matter.
She already said that she's not backing down. Okay, Miss Blessed Tish said the economy back then was not like it is now, so your standards are on point. Don't settle. She's saying don't settle. Okay. As a woman in the 250,000 range, I understand. Okay. Jasmine said, this is a man, said, Kendra, ask her, does she understand the sacrifices a man has to make to get to 150K to 200K range?
Let me say something really quickly. So, like I said earlier, my youngest son will be attending a college preparatory boarding school in the fall. And going through that process has really taught me a lot about life. The path that we believe it takes to get to 150K or 200K is not necessarily the path that most of the people who ends up in that price range, like for their annual income, they don't take that same path. It's like you don't know what you know until you know it. And so a lot of these people have not struggled and, had to, labor laboriously and do all of these things to get, to their price range. They took a certain path that unfortunately many Black people are not privy to. But when you become privy to that path, you realize that it's not as difficult as you may assume that it is. And so when men get that amount of money and they're around women like me, they're not saying, oh my gosh, you have 4 kids. I'd sacrifice all of this. And now I don't want to, marry a woman like you with all these kids. They're like, how the fuck did you make this much money and do it with 4 kids? Because there's no way I could have done it. And they literally see me as a prize and they see me as an anomaly because I actually went down the path that most of the people on this show probably thinks that it takes to get there. So I understand the question, but that's just not the case for a lot of the people in America who are in the 150 to 200K range and above, especially when they're not Black. And I'm not just, I'm open to dating non-Black men as well.
Okay. So all races or just non-Black men and maybe one race?
All races.
All races. So I will say this to that because it seems like you have the circle. And I said this before. Granted, you are in the world of the men that you're describing according to what you're telling me. But I always tell women, if they are in those worlds, you should be considering those men are options because you have the first, that is your first pool. So I think I asked this earlier, but it seems like you're surrounded by all these great men. So then one will say, why call me?
ex-partner is also in my same social circle.
Okay.
And so yeah, I've just been taking my time. Again, I'm newly single, so it's not like I've been around these men for 3, 4, 5 years and no one wanted me, or that I didn't want them either. It's that I'm newly single. My ex-partner is in my same social circle, and so I'm just casting my net a little bit wider.
Okay. Ty Shine says she's very beautiful, gorgeous skin. I can definitely see her attracting that man.
Thank you.
Okay. Nene once said 4, 5, 10 kids. She looks good, intelligent, successful. She has my vote.
That's funny.
I was gonna have. I think I read them all. Thomas B said this is the bitter, combative, and sassy episode.
Well, learn your place.
All right. I think after this one, I'm gonna stop. Demetrius James said this woman is attractive physically, but extremely immature mentally. Men settle, especially in Western marriages. Always have, always will.
Well, if men settle and you're a man, then continue settling if that's your perspective. I can't change that, and I'm not here to change it. I'm here looking for looking for a man who understands my perspective, who agrees with my perspective. So the things that we're discussing on this show is not going to be a matter of contention or a point of contention in my relationship. They already understand in the same way that I already understand. The bonus is if they have a child who's around the same age as my youngest child, that would be great.
Okay. All right, so listen, you held it down. All the women held it down tonight, child. They wasn't playing with you. So a couple things. You are 36. What's the age range you want to date?
I would like to date 40 and up. But I mean, I would go as low as 37. I would prefer, let's say 37 to 50.
37 to 50. And you're in San Antonio, Texas, but
it's the summertime. I'm not in school right now. So I'm either in San Antonio, Texas, or Cambridge.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Nice. I already found you on the app.
I downloaded it today just so that I could get
Yes, I'm happy you did. I'm also gonna let you. I'm gonna get to the app, but I'm gonna let you shout out one of your social media platforms if you desire.
On Facebook, my name is Shaw Drake, and on Instagram, I think it's I am Shaw Drake.
Yeah, I am Shaw Drake. No, just one. I'm gonna give out Facebook. So what is it?
Let's do Facebook. I don't really use Instagram like that. So
okay. So what's your okay, she's on both, but she's also on the app. This is you, correct?
That's me, yes.
Yes. Okay, she's the first Shaw. There's a couple of Shaws, but she's the first one. This is Shaw. Now, I'm a woman. I can't like her because I'm not her preference. So men, when you go to her page, there will be a heart if you really like her, a star if you really, really like her, and a heart if you like her. So this is Shaw, 36, bachelor's degree, Gemini, looking for a stable, inspiring, happy, formally educated, deal, no ambition, unstable. Okay. We see you, Shaw. Yeah. We see you, girl. Very confident. Very don't play with me.
Not
very
at all.
Well spoken and very it is what it is.
Period.
Let's do it, honey. You keep me posted how it goes, baby girl.
I will. Thank you so much for accepting. This is my first time trying to get on, so it was my lucky day. I'm going to play the lotto.
Well, girl, you know you're going to be a highlight, so just get ready. Okay, get ready. All right, bye, boo. Kendra G Singles, the dating app is available now on your iPhone and your Android phones. Just go to your Apple Store or your Google Play Store and download it now. Kendra G Singles, the dating app.